Hi Stampers, it's Elizabeth from stampscrapandmore.com. As you know, I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Canada. And this is a really impromptu last minute thing. I woke up this morning and I had an idea. I kind of knew what I wanted to do, but when I did my catalog kickoff with the team, I had showcased the Light Me Home stamp set with them, and I gave them an idea that I had. So I wanted to take that idea and put it onto paper. So it's a last minute thing. If you can't join live, it will be posted on the VIP page. And in a couple of days, I will be posting it up on YouTube. So if you can't follow along now, you will be able to follow it along later. So we are going to be using the Light Me Home, and actually there's a bit of a delay. I don't know if you saw it, but there's a bit of a delay with my video today. I'll get into that in a minute, but anyhow, so we're going to use Light Me Home stamp set, and we're going to be using the layering circle dies, and this is the card we are going to create. So it's the With Heartfelt Wishes for a Wonderful Season, and I wanted to play up on this wreath here, and so I popped it up a bit. What you can't see on here, oh my god, I'm so missing the dazzling diamonds. What you can't see on here is I have put crystal, there we go, not crystal effects, the fine tip glue on the branches of the tree, and I've also used the Frost White shimmer. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to give you some measurements. So I know why if my video is lagging a little bit. So my router died, and I had to get Rogers to come in last week and to replace the router, but I noticed that it doesn't say 5G on it, so I don't think I'm going to have to call Rogers and ask him to boost it up to 5G because it's just regular, and I think it affects the video. Anyhow, I digress, so I apologize. I hope to get it fixed after I get off the phone here. I'm going to call Rogers, or after I get off the live here, I'm going to call Rogers. So get your pen and paper handy. Isn't that pretty? You can't. It's really. Oh, there you go. You can see some of the shimmer there in the light. When I move it around, oh, there we go. You can see some of the frost shimmer. Okay, so we're going to use the Light Me Home stamp set. Okay, so it's Light Me Home as to light me on my way home, but I had an aunt that she's deceased now, and everything was me, like me home, light me home. So when I hear light me home, I think of it as light me home, not light me home on the way. Does that make sense to you guys, what I just said? Anyhow, so when I saw Light Me Home, I think of it as Light Me Home. Anyhow, I digress. I'm back to the measurements. So we're going to be using Whisper White thick cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. We are going to be using Old Olive that is 4 by 5 1/4. We are going to be using Whisper White that is 3 3/4 by 5. I've already die cut out the scalloped from the layering circles, and it's the small scallop, this one here. And we're going to be using this one to cut out the wreath. That's the smallest one. And we're going to do a little bit of coloring, a little bit of shimmer paint. It's very simple, very classic, and that's the card. And you know me, I'm going to break out the Stamparatus. And I'm going to leave that up there for inspiration. Oh, and the colors we're going to be using for the blends. Let me get those into play here. We're going to be using the Real Red Light and Dark. We're going to be using the Old Olive Light and Dark. We're going to be using the Daffodil Delight Light. We're going to be using the Smoky Slate. I'm using the light. I did bring out the dark, but I'm using the dark. I'm using the dark. oh, sorry, that's not smoky slate. That is the light basic black. There is the light smoky slate. So Real Red, Old Olive, Daffodil Delight, the light basic black, and the dark smoky slate. Dark smoky slate. And then we're going to be using a spritzer. I'm all over the place today, aren't I? We're going to be using a spritzer. And in the spritzer, I've put some rubbing alcohol, maybe that much, and then a whole bunch of dollops of this shimmer paint. Now, the problem with the shimmer paint is I did this morning, and you really do need to clean it out kind of right away because the glimmer can get stuck into the spritz, so I'm hoping that it didn't clog and that I can use it okay. Alrighty, so taking out the I did get new paper, but I left it on the other side of the room, so it doesn't matter. So I've got my Stamparatus here, and I am going to lay down the piece of Whisper White that's 4 1/4 by 11. And did I clean this off? I might not have cleaned it off yet. So let me just clean this off for 1 second. I had to re-ink my memento. I have an order coming tomorrow, and there's a new memento coming into it. Because this one is really had enough. It's seen its better day. Okay, so I'm taking the lighthouse and the scene, and I'm laying it on the card where I want it. The important thing with this is to make sure you get the lighthouse or the pole straight. So I'm going to lay it like that. And that way the pole is straight. And you need to keep it a little bit more to the right so that you can you can die cut that wreath out and pop it up. I'm going to put it right like that. I'm going to put my magnet there. And now I'm going to pick this up. Oh, look at this. I've got, yeah, I got ink on it. Oh my gosh. Me and black memento. Anybody else the same with their black memento? Okay, now I'm going to ink up the stamp. Now, I got to tell you, I think my air conditioner has died. I've got it turned off right now because this morning I woke up and the power, like the power went off and went on, and then I heard the air conditioner kind of struggle, and I went, oh crap. So I turned it off. I know, and it's supposed to get really hot this week. And I'm going to stamp this down, and I just realized I can't see, I didn't turn comments on, so there we go. Okay. Now, one thing I like about the Stamparatus technique, to me that's not dark enough, so I am going to ink it up again. I did ink up my memento this morning, but I just think it's worn out. There we go. That's better. Okay. And I'm going to actually put this just aside for 1 second while I clean this off, just to give time for the memento to totally dry, because you know, put that on the floor. Alrighty. And while we're here, I'm going to mount this to the piece of Whisper White. And in my last video, I showed you guys a technique on using the Stampin' Seal. Okay, so I'm going to try this again. So go straight along, and when you get to the end, kind of lift your wrist up and break it. Straight along, and then break it. Straight, oops, and then you run out of adhesive. So let me get another one. Here, I've got the Stampin' Seal Plus, which is the same, but it's just a little bit, it's stronger. So, and then up, and then break it, and then up. So that's my tip on the Stampin' Seal. And now I'm going to mount this to the front of the Whisper White Thick. And you know, card bases, you should always use the Whisper White Thick, right? So this card is actually going to open up that way. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of coloring. And I'm going to start off with the light Real Red. And because this is really fine, I'm going to be using the bullet end for this. And I'm just going to be coloring. I'm not getting fancy in with shading or anything. And I'm coloring in the bow. And then I'm going to take the dark and I'm going to just darken up some of the edges a little bit, like underneath the bow. Okay, and when I do it, I'm gonna bring it up close to the, so you can see it. And just underneath where the bow, the fluff of the bow is. And, okay. Oh, and I'm gonna do the berries too while I'm there. I'm gonna do the berries. There's 3 sets of 3 berries. You can do it before or after, but I found it easier to do it before. Okay, so there is the bow. Really, really simple, guys. And now we're going to take the light Old Olive, and I'm going to kind of pounce the color into there. Because it's a wreath, I didn't want it solid color, and then we're going to take the dark and kind of pounce the dark on top of it as well. And that's kind of going to give it a little bit of depth. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So there's the light. And now I'm going to do the same with the dark. And there's kind of speckles or branches in the wreath. And I'm just highlighting those. So it's not a solid, not colored solid. Does that make sense? Okay, now we're going to take the daffodil light, and there is a light bulb in here. I'm just going to color that. You can hardly even see it. Okay, and now I'm going to take the light basic black. I found the dark basic black too dark for this. And I'm going to, with the bullet end again, because it is so small and it detailed, I'm coloring the top of the lamppost. And I'm going to color the hanger that the wreath is on in the black, and a couple of the knobs, for lack of a technical term. And I'm going to color those in, and the base. I'm not doing a lot of blending with the black, or with the blends in general. So there is the lamppost, but now I'm going to take the light, or sorry, was it the dark? The dark smoky slate. I didn't want the lamppost really, really stark. So I am just going to color in the rest of the lamppost. And remember, underneath, there's a little bit of the lamppost behind the wreath as well. I use the brush end for this. You can use whatever you like, whatever end you like. But I am going to use I'm going to use the brush end. And I'm going to just very lightly highlight the actual lamp, the post. I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, so there is the lamp post. Right? Okay, so at this point, I'm going to attempt to spritz it. Because this is Whisper White, I did try it on the, oh, what's it called? Oh, you know, what's it called? That cardstock that has a fleck in it. Oh my gosh, I've got a brain burp. I did try it on that, but it wasn't white enough for me. I didn't like it, so I went with this route. So from high up, can you see me in the picture? I'm high up and shake it, shake it, shake it. And now I'm going to spritz it like that. And, oops, I don't know if you can see it. Very, very fine spritz. Very, very fine. You probably won't even see it on the video. It's one of those things that you'll see it in real life, and it's just got a shimmer to it. Now we need to cut it out. Okay, so using that die, I've got my big shot here. I have a new toy coming tomorrow. Anybody want to guess what the new toy is that's coming tomorrow? Yes, I ordered the new Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. Yay! Okay, only because, well, because you know, it's smaller. That's probably the biggest reason why. Okay, so I'm placing this on here, the plate. You can see it, and I'm doing it so that the hanger for the wreath, it's all encompassed, so it's all within that cut spot. Oh, sorry, I've got the wrong one. It's the small, it's this one I want, not the scallop one. You guys didn't catch me on that. Sorry. So it's the same thing though. You want it all, the hanger, you want the wreath, everything all in that cut circle. And now I'm going to try and do it without it shifting. There we go. And I'll put this back. Well, I didn't put it back, I put it on the floor. Okie dokie. Oh, except for, you don't see this, right? There must have been, oh, phew. I thought it was ink that smudged, but it wasn't. It was dirt on my plate. Phew. Do you guys ever have any of those panic moments where you die cut something else and you realize that you've got your ink smudged, but it wasn't ink, it was dirt on the plate. But the ink did smudge down here. Oh well. So we're going to put that like that, and I am, for this side down here, I am going to use the liquid glue because it's just because it's thin. I'm just going to put a small thing of liquid glue there. And then again, up and along and up and along and up. And I'm also going to put some on this end right here. Oops. Because it's open on that side and I don't want it, I want it to be sealed. Oh, and I need to put a little bit here as well. Okay. Oh, I should have stamped a sentiment on it first. Oh well, it's going to be perfect. Okay. And the sentiment we're going to use is with Heartfelt Wishes for a Wonderful Season. And again, it's in black memento, and I have to stand up for this so that I can look over. Okay. I'm going to test it here because I'm not, want to make sure that it's really inked up. Okay, oops, I don't know if I'm straight. Okay, 1, 2, 3, is it straight? There we go. It's straight and it's even and it is crisp. Okay. And now using dimensionals, I'm going to actually put 2 on the back of this. And oh, here I am like losing my mind. We're not doing that. Where did I put the piece of green? Of course I can't find it now. Can you guys see it? Okay, I'm going to cut another one out. It's the scallop piece I need. So here's the scallop piece, and I have scrap here. It'll be on my desk somewhere, but you're going to watch me cut out again. You see, when I woke up this morning, I made multiple different versions of this card, and I'll show them to you. And then I was getting frustrated, and I was trying to add too much stuff to it, and I thought, no, keep it simple. It will make it a lot better in the end. Okay, there we go. And I need the glue. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. It's really a thin border that you have of this scallop. I'm going to show you. It's a really thin border you have. You can hardly even see it. Now that gets popped up. And you've got to match up the bottom and the top of the lighthouse, of the light lamppost. Okay, there we go. Pretty sweet. Now the last thing is the fine tip glue. And so I've put the bow. I've done that in fine tip glue. The holly berries in fine tip glue. And then I just lightly, where the snow is on the tree. Oh, how I miss dazzling diamonds. Because wouldn't that look beautiful with dazzling diamonds and the fine tip glue? There is that other glue, that sparkle. I should pull it out. Oh, I just thought of it. I think it's still alive I think it's still in the catalog. Okay, hold please. Because I think I have some here. I thought I still have the puff paint. That's discontinued. I do. So I wonder, the shimmer crystal effects. Shimmer crystal effects. So let's see. I'm just since I've already put glue on here, or fine tip glue, I'm going to add this to it. This is going to be thicker. Whoops. And I'm just touching it kind of over where I put the fine tip glue. And you really can't see it. Dazzling Diamonds would like take that up just a whole notch. That's just me. Now, when it dries, maybe the shimmer crystal effects, you'll see them. Oh, can you see it there? Can you see the shimmer crystal effects when I do it that way? So that is today's card with heartfelt wishes for a wonderful season. And that's using the Light Me Home with the, oh, look what I just found. With the layering circle dies. And really simple. Not a lot of coloring, and not a lot of just the pop of the wreath, and I think that's really pretty. They're very simple, classic. I call this a classic card. Oh, there you can see the crystal effects, the shimmer crystal effects. Anyhow, I might add more to it when the video's over. Oh, Emily, thanks for watching, Emily. Emily says very pretty. Yeah, it's very simple, Emily. Not very. It's very classic. I'm going to call it a very classic card. But man, I'm missing dazzling diamonds. So that's it for me today, and thanks. Oh, Marion. Oh, thanks. So you guys were so quiet. I didn't know there was anybody in the room. I saw, oh, and Cindy. Oh, look at you guys. I just got right into stamping. I didn't say hello to anybody. I do appreciate you guys stopping by today, and I will post this picture and the video, and I may add a little bit more crystal effects to it to see if I get more shimmer to it. Because I had already added the fine tip glue, I was hesitant to add any more glue on it. So maybe when it dries, I'll add more to it. All right, so thanks. Thanks, Marianne, and everybody for joining in today. And we'll talk to you again real soon. And let's keep my fingers crossed that when I go to turn my air conditioner on, it works. It's like August the 9th. I am not investing in a new air conditioner on August the 9th. And they're at height of the season right now, so it'll be more expensive than it will be in the fall. All right, so take care, and we'll talk to you again real soon.